It's been 1 month now since the Spokane School District said 325 people would get laid off. 182 teachers, 143 staffers. Today, we have new, smaller numbers, down to 244 layoffs, 171 teachers, 72 staffers. That means 11 teachers who were laid off have now gotten recall notices. So what's the deal with those 11? Well, basically, they're irreplaceable. The district has certain services they're legally required to provide. Some of those services require teachers with very specific certifications. Now, as the district began enacting its budget plan, they decided they needed to bring back some of the laid-off teachers who had those certifications in order to meet state requirements. The new plan also means 70 fewer layoffs for classified staff. What's behind that number? Well, the school year is coming to a close, and just like on any other year, a number of employees announced they're retiring, while others have resigned to look for work elsewhere. That essentially means as more people leave voluntarily, fewer layoffs are necessary. And now we're learning even this 244 total layoff number may not be final. That's because the state legislature has made some last-minute decisions to help districts facing shortfalls. As a result, SPS is getting about $1 million more for special ed, and they're getting nearly $5 million more in basically emergency funds, specifically designed to help with the transition to the new state funding model. Also, the state decided to lift the cap on local school levies from $1.50 to $2.50. Now, the last levy Spokane voters approved was $1.71. So now the school board can choose to increase the levy to that number again, which would bring in nearly $4 million. They can also ask voters for even more money up to that $2.50 number in the November election. But even if passed, that wouldn't go into effect until next year. So since the final budget won't be set until August, it's entirely possible even more staff will be able to keep their jobs. For KREM 2 News, I'm Casey Decker.
We will keep you posted on that. Now, as part of that budget process, the district is hosting a number of public meetings this month. The first is May 14th at Shadle Park High School. The second, May 15th at Rogers High School. And the third is May 16th at Ferris High School.